Hey guys, it's your boy Mustafa, and today is a very interesting video. We're midway through the season, just over midway through the season, and let's see who I think is a team of the season so far. Now, there have been some fantastic performances so far this season, and I'm going to be as unbiased as possible towards Liverpool, even though we're top of the player. I don't think we've got many. I certainly don't think that all our players are obviously in the team of the season, but I'm going to be very honest with you. Let's see how this goes, okay? So in goal, I'm gonna put there's no debate. It's gonna be Alisson. Okay, Alisson Becker in goal. I think he's the best keeper in the world. He's by far the best keeper in the Premier League at this moment of time. And the only person who even gets a mention would be Vicario for Spurs. And when you look at it from a neutral perspective, you look at Becker, right? And the amount of times Alisson has saved Liverpool this season, we would not be top of the table if it wasn't for Alisson. It's one thing getting past Van Dijk and Gomez, or Van Dijk and Matip, or Van Dijk, Konate, or Quansah, right? Once you get past that brick wall, it's almost like the odds are against you coming up against Becker. Alisson, when it comes to one-on-ones, he's absolutely incredible. Like, some of the saves he makes, I've never seen a keeper in the Premier League make saves like that on a consistent basis. He's got so many assists. He's even scored a goal for Liverpool last minute, West Brom. I mean, what a story that is. But Alisson Becker, the Brazilian, our number one, our absolute gem of a keeper, has to go in as the keeper of the season so far. Just to compare his stats against Vicario, Alisson has only had 18 appearances to Vicario's 21, and Alisson's kept 6 clean sheets to Vicario's 5 clean sheets, and he's made 51 saves. However, Vicario has made 65 saves. When I say Vicario's amazing, please do not take that lightly. Like, this keeper for Spurs is one of the reasons Spurs is doing so well this season. Like, he is a fantastic keeper, and he can go on to become one of the best keepers in the Premier League, especially considering his age as well. He's a lot younger than Alisson is, and I do think he's easily the second best keeper in the league, but it's just that Alisson's so good. You can't really, like, the stats are there, and I know some people have been putting Vicario in their team of the season just because it's something different. No, we're not doing that. We're being honest, and we're going to be completely honest throughout this video, and Alisson has to go in as the best keeper in the Premier League so far. Right backs. Now, right backs, this got a bit tough, I'm not going to lie. Trent obviously has to go in as the best right back in the league. What he's doing right now, especially in that right back position, putting in a shift in that midfield position, those killer passes, those goals as well, he's adding to his goal tally this season as well. He's just a breath of fresh air when it comes to right backs. I've never seen a right back like him in the Premier League. He's got it all. I don't know how he doesn't get into the England squad. I do understand that he has his defensive frailties where, he sometimes in one-on-one situations, he's not the best defender. But with what Liverpool are doing right now, he doesn't get into many of those situations. And this is why Liverpool are top of the table. He's one of our big game players. He's a key player, and he can make the difference this season. I have to say Pedro Porro for Spurs as well has been fantastic. And it's actually surprising that he's got 7 assists this season compared to Trent's 3. Trent's got more goals, but I mean, assists for a right back, fantastic. And that's what Trent and Robbo have been living on in the past few seasons. So you've got to give Pedro Porro a mention, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people are putting Porro into their team of the year so far, the team of the season so far. He's a great player, and it seems to be Liverpool versus Spurs kind of 11 right now. But I promise you, it's not going to be like that. But they've just both been so good this season. But for me, and there is a little Liverpool bias in there, Trent has to go in there. And I think a lot of people will agree. Now, for the centre-backs, there's no argument. No argument whatsoever. It has to be Virgil van Dijk, and it has to be William Saliba. I've spoken about these two so many times. And William Saliba is literally the next Van Dijk. And I wouldn't even disrespect him like that. He's his own player. He is William Saliba, and he is making his own statement. But when it comes to levels in the Premier League, in the past 5-10 years, Van Dijk has been up there, and he's set the bar, and he's been one of the best defenders in the world, if not the best defender in the world. He came runners-up in the Ballon d'Or not so long ago. And I think William Saliba I watch him play, and honestly, when I watch that Saliba play, he's so cool, he's so calm, and he's just got he's got a high football IQ. I think that's what it is. And he's such a good player. He's got the perfect build for a defender. He's quick, he's rapid, and he's just got football intelligence. And he's such a player. I would have probably put Romero in there, maybe as a shout for Spurs, but he's been injured quite a bit of the season. He's a fantastic defender as well. But I don't think there can be any arguments with Virgil van Dijk and William Saliba being our centre-backs this season. Now, left-back. Left-back's been a bit more tricky. There's not many good left-backs in the league. Estepunian hasn't been great for Brighton this season. Robertson's obviously been injured for the most of Liverpool's season. It has to go to Udogie. I think Udogie for Spurs. And I don't know why I'm putting so many Spurs players in, but Udogie for Spurs, I think he's 21 years old. But what he's done at Spurs has been fantastic. Like, I don't know, he's such a good player, and he's not got much competition right now at the left-back position in the Premier League. But what a player he is. He's a fantastic player, and he's doing some brilliant things for Spurs. And I honestly can't... Luke Shaw's not great. Who's that guy? Is Gusto playing for Chelsea at left back? I think he's at right back, so I don't think he has a shout either. Yeah, I just can't see anyone. City haven't really got a proper left back in the team. It's normally someone like Ake playing there. It's got to be Udogie has got to make the left back position. Now it gets interesting in the midfield position. Oh, no Liverpool midfielders. You'd be surprised to hear. I don't think anyone in Liverpool's midfield. Maybe Shobo, but I don't think Shobo has been as good as everyone's making out. He started off the season very well for Liverpool. The first 2 or 3 games, I thought, wow, what a player. Like, we've really got someone who emulates Steven Gerrard in the midfield. But ever since then, he's dropped off. He's given the ball away quite a few times. He's not really scored as many goals as he should be scoring, with that caliber, the kind of status everyone gave to him in the first 3 games of the season. He will come good, but not this season. He's not that elite player, that world beater, that world-class player this season. Douglas Luiz has to go in there, I think. Douglas Luiz has to go there in the CDM position. And I think Declan Rice also has to go in the CDM position this year. I think both of them have been fantastic. Rice is just such a phenomenal player. 100 million price tag at Arsenal. He's lived up to it, and he's worth every single penny. Douglas Luiz is fantastic. I don't think he'll stay at Villa for much longer. I think he's going to move club soon. Unless Villa obviously get a European position, a Champions League position this season. And then Bernardo Silva has to go in there. He's just so consistent every single season. He never drops off. He always comes in clutch. He's one of probably the best dribbler of the ball in the Premier League. And he's just a top player. I hate him because of some of the stuff he said against Liverpool, but I respect him so much as a player, and he's one of the best players in the world. Special mention to Ødegaard. I think Ødegaard, if I was playing more of an attacking team, would go in instead of maybe Rice to keep the balance of Arsenal players. I think he's underrated. I think he's fantastic for Arsenal, and I think even when they're playing not so well, he has an off game here and there, but generally speaking, he gives it his all, and he's such a good player. I just wish he got more goals and more assists, to really make it into that elite, Gerrard, Lampard kind of category. I think he's got it in him, but he's just the whole Arsenal team. I don't think they're taking it to the level where they can win things yet. And Maddison. If Maddison wasn't injured this season, he'd go straight in there instead of Bernardo Silva. Maddison, when he started this season, was absolutely incredible. Like, I'd have loved him at Liverpool. If he came to Liverpool, what a player he is. Like, I can't even put it into words how he hit the ground running at Spurs, and I really hope he gets back soon because he was a revolution for them. And once he gets back, Spurs are going to be a dominant force again in the Premier League. Up to the top, right wing. I don't know how to say this because right wing, everyone's going to have their say, but Salah has to go there right wing. Top scorer in the Premier League, joint with Erling Haaland, and he's just the best player in the league right now. I don't think there's anyone in the league who comes close to what Salah's doing. And yes, people are going to say Saka, but Saka's dropped off heavily. Saka's got the potential. I love Saka. I think he's a phenomenal player. I wish he was playing for Liverpool. I hope we can entice him at some point. He's a phenomenal player. I think Jared Bowen as well, 11 goals this season to Salah's 14 goals this season. What a player Jared Bowen is. And he actually looks up to Salah. There was an interview not long ago where he was saying that Salah's just a benchmark for all right wingers at the moment. And I wouldn't be surprised if we might even make a move for Jared Bowen as a kind of replacement for Salah in the future. But it's got to be Salah, and very closely followed by Jared Bowen. I think he gets in ahead of Saka as well. So Salah's going to be on the right wing. On the left wing, there's no argument. Son, Heung-min Son. The best Asian player in the Premier League and the best Asian player to ever play in the Premier League, in my humble opinion. What a player he is. Spurs are going to miss him so much now that he's at the Asia Cup. And I just think year in, year out, just like Salah, he's just magnificent. He's been one of my favourite players in the Premier League for such a long time. And there's no one else on the left wing. Even the likes of like Diaz for Liverpool, he's dropped off and he's not really played to the levels that I would expect him to play at. There's no one else on the left wing, I think, that's even worth a mention when in comparison. Maybe Doku, but Doku I don't think's done it consistently enough. It's still his first season at Man City. He will come good. But Sonny's just fantastic. And if he doesn't work on the left wing, he can always play centrally and get the goals. What a player he is. No arguments there. And then down the middle. Now, there's been a few shouts. Obviously, you've got the obvious Erling Haaland, but because of what he did last season, actually, if you do it like for like, he scored 14 goals so far this season. We're halfway through the season. He could well go and get another 20 goals this season, but I don't think he's going to match the season he had last season. I think he's kind of been worked out by a lot of teams, and even though he's such a fantastic striker, he still will get you goals, and he still is the best striker in the Premier League, just generally, if you just base it on everything. But this season, it's got to be between Dominic Solanke and Ollie Watkins, and I've got to give it to Ollie Watkins. I think Ollie Watkins this season has been absolutely phenomenal. He's everything you'd want in I don't know if he's number 10 or not for Villa, but he's everything you'd want in a number 10. He's everything you'd want in a striker. He's just quick. He's got a good finish. He's got a good touch. He's got a good pass. He's strong, and you could almost see it last season and the season before where he was coming through. I think he scored a hat-trick against Liverpool not long ago, a couple of seasons ago. That was when Grealish was at Aston Villa as well. But you could see it. He had the potential, but this season something's just changed, and he's an absolute monster. And I just think he's a fantastic player, and he has to go up there. He has to be the striker in the team. Dom Solanke has been fantastic for Bournemouth, but he's just not quite there in comparison to Ollie Watkins. So Ollie Watkins is going in as the main striker. So our final team this season: Alisson in goal, Trent right back, Virgil van Dijk and William Saliba as the centre backs, Udogie as the left back, Douglas Luiz and Rice holding the fort nice and firm, Bernardo Silva in that cam central attacking midfield position, Salah the magnificent Egyptian king on the right, you got Sonny the Asian king on the left, and you got Ollie Watkins. Will he go to the Euros with England? I don't know. I really hope he does, because he deserves it. Will he get a shout again? Ahead of Harry Kane? No, but he definitely deserves some game time for England. Ollie Watkins in attack as the number 10, banging in goals. What was your team of the season? Do you agree with my team of the season? And if you do, please comment. Please comment your teams of the season. Please let me know what's going on. Please let me know if you want to collab. Please let me know if you want to debate. Please let me know how I'm doing. It's Mustafa, and I'm signing out. You'll never walk alone.